Now there's two ways to approach this as well. We could just simply go to the priority field and type in comma space JCB after each one. That's the sort of simple conceptually, but then you have to do that 11 times, and what are you going to do if there's 1,100 of them? You don't want to have to go through that process. So one of the good things about Updater, though, is you don't have to just do things by hand. You can use features that are built into Excel to accomplish a lot of the same things. So really, as long as we create a field on this side that contains what we want, well, actually, there's two ways to go about it. One would be to use Excel functions to change the priority value to be A, comma, JCB, B, comma, JCB, etc. there in rows 1 and 2. Or we can add another field that's actually going to be appended to the value that's inside GoldMine already. Let's do it that second way first. Go ahead in column X, Steve, and under X1, call your new column New Priority. And then the value that we're going to put in here, to start with, let's try where we're going to put in just JCB.
That's a valid priority, JCBC.
Right, JCBC, okay, because JCB by itself is not valid. So we're going to assume that they're all C's to start with because we don't know, just in the context of it, we don't know what they should be. Let's go ahead and just copy JCBC down. Let's go ahead and do it this way, Steve, and we'll just sort of illustrate the point. Go ahead and highlight the column and run Updater. And so here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking the new column that he called New Priority, and we're going to be copying it into the field in GoldMine called Priority. Okay. So contact 1 is the correct table that we're going to work with. Go ahead and hit to replace the contents of the GoldMine field, and the field that we're going to be updating is the priority field. And we're just going to go ahead and do this in test run mode so that we see in the log what comes out. Now remember, we don't just want to replace the value that's in there. We want to add the string to the existing field that's there. So Steve is checking on add strings to the end of the existing field data, and then he's going to go ahead and hit OK. And that's going to create a log sheet for us. Go ahead and say OK. And that switches over to the log sheet. Now, looking at the original value and the new value, tell us what's not right about this.
There's the lack of a comma.
Exactly. We want to have that because when you append things in GoldMine, you want to have a comma in between the items that are added in there. Actually, it'll be a comma space. So, good thing we ran this in test run mode. Let's go back to sheet 1. Because sheet 1 was our drill down sheet where we did it. So let's go ahead and put a comma in before each one.
Just a comma?
Comma space. And then go ahead and run it again. Okay, so once again, replace the contents of this GoldMine field. And add it at the end, and let's go ahead and do a test run. And OK. Okay, so now our updated value looks a lot more like what we were expecting. And, of course, it has not been updated inside of GoldMine yet because we just did this as a test run. So let's go ahead and finalize this change over to those GoldMine records. Actually, even before you do, just to sort of prove there's nothing up our sleeve here, go ahead and drill down to GoldMine on one of these. Just double-click on one. So that pulls up the GoldMine record, and we can see the priority field does not have this one for Ray Gilker. And then let's switch back to Excel. And finalize, and then go ahead and hit finalize. Now, when you guys are doing this on your own, that should go much faster. Go ahead and say OK, and close. And then let's double-click on that one again.
Oops.
Or, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter which one we go to. We'll see that that has now been updated in priority with the right thing there. So we illustrated actually a number of things here, but I think that was a good example. Let's take one slightly other approach to doing the update. And let's go back to sheet 1. And what I wanted to point out is it's also possible here to use the Excel sheet to have the new value be built by formula from the original value.